Hi, I'm Nastasia Nicolau, and I'm with the Nocturnal. So, first of
Hey,
all, congratulations on season three being renewed. Okay, my
thank
entire family
you.
was obsessed with this story and all of the characters. I do want to say we leave off season one with Leanne gone, the baby's gone, and we dive into season two with chaos ensuing and there's this supernatural element that really starts to take over. Did you catch yourself wondering kind of what's next for your own character's reality? Or did you kind of know the overarching theme and story the entire time?
No,
Yeah,
you
I
go.
had no idea. We just said, yeah, we had no idea.
No.
None.
You had no idea. So,
Mm.
Rupert, your character toes the line between trying to protect this family, but still sees
Mhm.
how delusional Dorothy can be as she's a mother who's kind of willing to do whatever it takes to save her baby. Do you think Julian will continue to have empathy for his sister, or do you think there will be kind of a turning point where he can't stand by her choices anymore?
Yeah, that's really interesting. I think yeah. I mean, everything that they do is from love. It's protecting Dorothy. So I think yeah. I mean, in this season, I think the dynamic slightly changes because now Dorothy. I mean, straight off the bat, as we started, Dorothy sees the doll as a doll, and that kind of ignites this missing child kind of investigation, which makes Sean and Julian's job a lot harder to control the situation. They've been kind of managing her in a kind of in a way that they see is good, but it's becoming more difficult. And I think this season definitely everything's kind of ramped up, and it kind of all becomes a little bit too much. And Julian is this person who's he's kind of refusing to grieve and is constantly deflecting his true feelings with his kind of this front, I think, and he's not coping well, and we see him kind of unravel.
Yeah, with those vices he has.
Mm.
But without giving anything away, by the end of season two, we kind of see the disorder that's taken place, especially with what's happened with the Marino family.
Yes.
Are we going to see more disruptions caused maybe by some of Leanne's choices or Dorothy's choices as we go into the end of season two and into season three?
Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it comes to quite a dramatic climax. The last three episodes of the season are they're intense. Yeah, episodes 8, 9, and 10 are a real roller coaster.
Um, yeah, they were amazing to shoot and like intense to shoot too. And like, I think we're all really excited for you guys to see those three episodes. There's some big surprises, some new characters.
Some I was just about to spoil it again. I was about to spoil it so bad.
I
Oh my god.
know. Well, I think everyone's interested to see Leanne's backstory too, since we did
Yeah.
get introduced to Aunt May and, we've seen the Grayson house fire. So do you think that we'll be able to see some more maybe of her backstory?
Absolutely. Yeah, you get some big answers to some big questions
Amazing.
for
So there's a
sure.
way that everything kind of gets tied up. I know,
Yeah.
M. Night, he has a way of kind of rounding about things. So hopefully we'll get to get some of those questions answered by the end.
You get some answers. You get some answers, and of course you get some more questions, but you get a lot of answers.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all the time I have, but thank you guys so much, and I'm so excited to see the last episodes and season three.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you.
See you soon.
Bye bye.
Congratulations are in order for you guys. Congrats on season three being picked up. I am totally obsessed with the show and the storyline, but there's a big character shift that kind of takes place between season one and season two for each of you. And especially for you, Lauren, there's this theme that a mother is willing to do whatever it takes in order to protect her baby. And there's almost a turning point that kind of happens once that episode 2 a.m. text takes place. My question for you is, do you feel like the audience is still supposed to have empathy for this woman who was once a victim despite her making these intense choices? Do you think these choices are kind of justified?
I don't know. I don't know if they are. I don't know. And I get the script and I read it and it's like, oh my goodness, this is how on earth am I going to do this? How are we going to do this as a company? And then we figure it out and I try to bring as much humanity and empathy and just reality to the scene. Thank God I have these beautiful actors to work with, like Toby Kebbell and Nell Tiger Free, and so we try to make it as real as possible. I know the character is deeply flawed, and she becomes full of rage and full of maternal longing that maybe goes into something else. But yeah, I guess I continue to have compassion for the character.
Of course, yeah. And for you, Toby, he starts off this story by wanting to just do the right thing and return the baby, but then quickly kind of gets swept up in the fantasy that's having a baby and keeping his wife happy. Do you think we'll see him trying to wake up his wife to their reality, or do you think we'll continue down the twisted and complex path?
It's a great question. I think what happens to Sean is, he's been with a woman who's been through the most intense thing, which is growing a child. She's changed shape. She's got this alien having hiccups and kicking her and wriggling around and doing all these things. And that's such a challenge for a couple anyway to get to that point. Of course, it's a blessing, but it's such a massive thing to go through. And then you hope you have this joy at the end, but that gets stripped from us. So I think more than what he wants to pretend, which is I'm doing this for Dorothy, I think truthfully it's also for himself. Selfishly, he's kind of keeping her in that limbo and that wanting her to not really wake up, because although he would like her to wake up, he doesn't want to do it, which is it's selfish in a way, because he gets to live this kind of thing and he gets to be like, oh, I have to do this. And that's sometimes the way. And it's actually a cruel way to be like, she's the problem. Of course, we've got to do this for her. But actually, there's so many things he could do. It just takes such courage. And I think that's what's nice is actually I enjoyed playing a little bit of unlikability in season 2, where he kind of becomes a little wet in his loss of faith and his fracture of what's real and his certainty, which I find kind of, a little bit weak. And so it was nice to discover that and take the audience down the path of, is he going to end up this person that you lose to this insanity, this supernatural lunacy? So what I thoroughly enjoyed is keeping that going, and it gave us something real to play with, which the baby is gone, right? If you caught season 1, the baby's gone, the nanny's gone, where are they? What's been going on? The cult becomes back in, and we both love working with Boris, who plays Uncle George. He's just so brilliant at that kind of loony, dirty old weirdo. He's just brilliant. Yeah, it's so much fun doing this.
He is brilliant. You all are. So I'm so excited to see how the complexities kind of unravel as we find out more information. But thank you all so much for your time and best of luck with everything moving forward. I have been saying this all day. I am addicted to this storyline and these characters. We see major character shifts between season 1 and season 2. I want to ask you, how did you encourage each of the actors to stay within their reality of what they think is true? And did you only give them scripts each week, or did they use an overarching storyline the whole time? How did you do it?
It's a tricky balance of how much to tell them and how much to not tell them and all of that. But I really come from where they are emotionally. So when I talk to them, I talk about their character and where they are, and making sure they understand why they believe in something or why they don't believe in something, or what knowledge that they have, or where their anger is coming from. And they're so versed. All 4 of them are such sweet people, and it's just been a joy so far to go through that journey with them. And as we go here, as we continue on into season 3, I was already starting to think about the conversations of calling them up, the 4 of them up, and saying, hey, how do we make sure that we're all students still, that we don't take it, this 3rd season and start to feel like we know. I don't want that. I want us to don't know yet about these characters, because we go through life and you and I don't really know who we are. We're shocked at who we are a year from now, 2 years from now.
Right. Yeah. And congratulations on season 3. I am so excited to find out some of these, answers to these questions. Like, are we going to get to see some of Leanne's backstory? Because we were introduced to, Uncle George and Aunt May, and we see the Grayson house fire. Do you think we'll have some of those answers cleared up for us as we enter into season 3?
You might. I can't say yes, but that's our hope, that everything has a meaning and you get a real clear picture of everything by the end. It'll be fun. I was just reading, I just read all of season 3. I went up and I was working with the writers and I was reading it all, and I was thinking, wow, when this is all done, it would be a really fun experience to watch all 4 seasons with this knowledge as you're going through. It'd be interesting to see the poignancy of knowing the backstory, and then you start.
Definitely, because these characters are just so layered and so complex. One of my questions for some of the other actors were like Dorothy, for instance. She is this character who's seen as the victim in the beginning, but then almost turns to these not so great choices in wanting to do whatever it takes to save her baby. But as the audience, do you feel like we're still supposed to have empathy for her? Are we supposed to still feel for her because she is a mother who just wants to save her baby?
Yeah, that's my feeling. I want to be very blurry about good and bad, and what's appropriate for each character. And for me, and I was saying this to the writers, I was in a writer's room once, and some of the things that happened in season 2, and they were like, can she do that? I mean, is that okay? And I went, I said to them, let's just be clear. I thought my kid was kidnapped, and I thought one of you had the child, I would chop you up into little pieces. And I like you. No question about it. I would do it in 2 seconds. And they were shocked. And I was like, so write that. So we kept on going. And darkness as love, almost like that flip side of protecting the people that you love.
Definitely. Well, I think that's all the time I have, but I am so excited to see how these characters continue to evolve throughout the season. So thank you for bringing us a show that is so addicting. We're all obsessed with it. So thank you so much for your time, and I'm really looking forward to season 3.
Thank you. You're so sweet. It was fun talking to you.